Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Planet Zoom. I am so excited to introduce to you all the uber talented, super gifted, the writer and the star of the film Essentra of Dirt Merchants Universe Films. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the one and only Cecilia Diamond. Cecilia, how are you today?
I'm great. Thank you, Joshua. Thank you for having me.
Hey, this is so cool. I am so excited to have you here. And listen, typically we with these broadcasts, we talk a lot about the movie and get into the psychology and all of that stuff behind it. I don't want to do that with you because I just want to have some. I mean, not that that's not fun talking about all of that, but you wrote a whole movie, and don't take this wrong, but you're a kid. When did you write this movie? Because it's amazing.
I wrote it when I was 12. I'm 14 now. Um it's definitely been a big chunk and a big like stepping stone in my life. I've always wanted to write a film, and I can't thank the Dirt Merchants enough for giving me a space that I can do that, and being able to reach that goal and to achieve a dream of mine.
I When I was your age, I dreamed of writing a book. It took me over 30 years to complete it. So the fact that you had a dream, you stepped into it and pursued it at that age and accomplished it. Wow. First of all, that's amazing. One, I would have to say that's probably some good parenting. Did your parents, were they encouraging and help push you? When I say push you, not pressure you, but were they really supportive in helping you accomplish this? Because writing a book is hard. Writing a movie is not exactly easy either. So to do something like this, like, what kind of support did you get? Because how in the world do you even know how to write a movie at that age?
First off, absolutely, I had all the support from my parents. They were there with me along the way, and I am so grateful and cannot thank them enough. They are absolutely my biggest supporters, and I love them very much. Um, I I've been writing books, movies, plays, songs for forever. So I can't say that I completely pulled it out of my back pocket. I had to work towards perfecting it, and but I take ideas from other things that I watch and other people that I meet and other things that I've written writ wrote
Either
written
way works with me. I say both, so it's fine.
other films that I've written, and I kind of jumble it all together, and I take the biggest things that are most meaningful to me, and something that would look good on screen, and something that can reach an audience and reach the right audience, and I just kind of build up from there.
I'm tripping out right now. You haven't. I think you're more mature than I am, and I'm 44. So okay, when did you first know that you had the gift of writing and creativity in this, the gift of storytelling? When did you learn that you had that gift?
It's been with me for as long as I can remember. Just I feel like I've been a lot in touch with my creative side. Definitely not so much on my academic, scholarly side. um, but I know I've liked acting. I've liked being put on a stage, but I've also liked being on the other side, and being on the other side of the table, and directing, and creating. Not so much being a part of, but being a part of and creating, and sharing it with people. Just sharing it with people. I think that's like the biggest thing, because when I see something that I can relate to, it's like, oh my God, man, that hit hard. Like that, like touched me. And I think that's just an amazing feeling. And I want to give that to people, you know?
Oh my God, you are tripping me out. Okay, so All right, we got to talk about this because I did not plan to go this direction with you, but you are blowing my mind. You said something when you were talking about, it's obvious you not only have a passion for creating, but you have a passion for inspiring and influencing others in a positive way. So from that standpoint, I celebrate you. But then you said something else. You talked about academics. I completely relate to you. And I want to ask you, how would you change the education system? Like if you could say, if they came to you and said, okay, Cecilia, we are going to give you the power to write the curriculum in this school. So you get to choose the type of subjects and the type of things we get to learn for the whole school. How would you change the current education system that we are in to make it work better for your generation?
Wow. Okay. So I'm on a roll here. Okay. So
Sure.
one thing that I see a lot of, and something that I think before this generation, the generation that I'm part of, wasn't really brought up, wasn't really a part of, is mental health. And I struggle with mental health, and everybody does, of course, but I feel like it is so overlooked. And I think one thing that really could make such a big difference is just teachers having compassion for their students, and empathy, and understanding that. Okay, here's one thing. I know personally when I was a kid, I thought I was so grown up. I thought I spoke like an adult. I thought I thought like one, and now looking back at it, I did not. I was like I couldn't even speak, when I was like walking around like I was like on top of the world. And that could still be happening now. I think there is always going to be like that part of you that feels that way, but doesn't really know as much as they think they do. Um, and I think with that, as a teenager, I like to think, I tend to think that I know everything, and I'm going through just as much as like my teachers are in their personal lives, which I'm probably not, but I tend to think that. And I think a lot of people maybe lean that way, especially people my age. And maybe I think teachers just need to understand that, and maybe if we could make just like a world where everybody understands each other. And I mean, it's obviously it is important to be in school. It is important to learn things, and I totally could not be where I am today without school. Although with that being said, if I did have the option to drop out of school, I would hesitate just because of this the people at my school, and the teachers, and how sometimes there just isn't that connection. And I totally think it's not so much the schoolwork itself that brings everybody down. I think it's everything else around it. It's how early school starts, and how late it goes, and how they just expect us to sit for 2 hours in a class that sometimes, I'm never really going to need. Um and don't even get me started on the pop quizzes and uh, the lectures, man. Like, I I'm not a fan of school. I
you you're you're speaking for 98% of the people on the planet that have had to sit through those classes, and you're going, when am I ever going to use any of this stuff? I
yeah.
apologize for laughing. I'm not laughing at you. You are making me laugh because it's so true. It's just like, enough with this forced memorization crap. I'm not learning anything this way. So let me ask you though, what is it that your spirit is hungry?
Well, I can tell you when it comes to anything that has to do with math, I am not appetized. But I am very hungry for I personally I want to go into with all the creative and the acting and the singing and the writing, all of that set aside, I want to go into like philosophy and psychology, and I am so passionate about philosophical questions and how the brain works, and you know, it really sucks that in order to understand the brain you need math and you need science, and I get that, but I don't really think I need to know what all these things are just so I can understand what is going on in here, you know?
Cecilia, I am shocked by this because I didn't know anything about you except that you were brilliant. Because I've seen your movie. I didn't know anything about you, but I'm blown away with how much I relate to everything you're saying.
Mhm.
Uh, I'm a creative. I didn't do well in school. I don't do well with people telling me how to think because my brain wants to think what it wants to think, and it wants to go where it wants to go seeking the information it wants to learn. I will tell you this, that it was the most frustrating. It took me, I'm 44 years old now. It took me till I was 36 to know. Or I kind of knew, but I kept running from it because I was listening to what my dad wanted me to do. And I'm not telling you to disobey your parents, for the record, but I was doing what everyone else wanted me to instead of doing what I knew in my heart I was supposed to do. And your gifts and talents, I want to say this to you because I really believe this with all my heart, that you were like the future CEO of a Disney or something like that, like a powerhouse media organization, because your gifts and talents are so well rounded, and your love for philosophy and psychology is going to, all of that stuff applies to media and where we're going with media. And with your gifts and talents and your ability to express that at an early age, you are going places. I am rooting for you 1,000%. I'm not done talking to you. I'm just letting you know that you're a superstar, and the things that you know, like, I'm going to probably be your biggest fan for a long time because I think it's really cool. Your heart for people, your heart for knowledge, but not necessarily the knowledge others want you to have. That's a good thing. Like when you're seeking knowledge and are passionate about it that early on, that's super cool. By the way, who are your favorite philosophers? Have you ever listened to Alan Watts by any chance?
No, I have not. I need to I think I need to go deeper into that. I think it would be really good. I like hearing other people's, you know, ideas and their philosophies behind, you know, whatever. And I that just isn't really something I've explored yet.
Okay. I want to recommend two people to you that I believe that you will love.
Hmm.
Vishen Lanakani, I think is how you say his last name. He's from mindvalley.com. I read his book, Code of the Extraordinary Mind, was the book that I read that made me start pursuing my dreams, because I realized that all those crazy ideas in my head and these visions of, really amazing, awesome things, like I thought I was crazy. And come to find out I wasn't. And I started pursuing that because of that book, Code of the Extraordinary Mind. It changed my life. Read it when I was homeless, and it now is, I can seriously look back at it and go, without that book, I don't think I would be where I'm at today. And then Alan Watts is the other person I think you will really love, especially with, I can already tell, like, the way that you think. I think you'll like both of them.
Okay.